Hey, you tool-wielding wizards, Alan Lee here, and we all know the importance of a fair price both for us, the handyman, and the client. But let's face it, when you hear your price is too high, it really deflates everything out of our heart and our soul. And we are going to equip you to communicate value and land that job with confidence. So grab your tool belt of negotiation know-how and let's hop into it. All right, friends, so first things first, when we're talking about your pricing is too high, we really need to dig into what does that mean? What does your pricing is too high mean? Now, I'll tell you from experience, most of the time when people say your price is too high, it's just an excuse. There's a lot more stuff deeper down than your price is too high. They're just saying your price is too high because they don't really know how to, or they don't want to articulate the real reason. So what you want to do to dig into exactly what's going on is ask open-ended questions. You're going to want to ask open-ended questions like, is it budget concerns? Or are there featured comparisons that you just don't like or you don't quite understand? Or do you have hidden worries about the type of work that we're going to do, or you're not quite sure what exactly we're going to do? At the end of the day, you want to remember that when you are talking to your client, they are giving you valuable feedback. This is the most valuable feedback that you can ever get because you're actually talking to someone that is your client and they're actually telling you what's going on. What don't they like about your presentation? It's most likely not the price. The price is not the issue, but there is some other underlying issue. And most of the time, it's they don't see the value in the price that you're presenting to them. In their mind, they're kind of computing and calculating. If you could see their computer is working and they're saying, well, you're charging me $10,000 to do this project, but I don't think it's worth $10,000. I think I could get someone to do this same job for $5,000. It's just an instinctive thing that they feel in their gut that they could get someone to do it cheaper. So with that, you need to communicate value, not just cost. So you need to focus on the benefits. What are the benefits of the people actually hiring you for that $10,000 mark or whatever it is that you're charging them? Why would they want to hire you rather than just some Joe Schmo out there on the street? So some of the things that you can do when you're focusing on the benefits is focus on your experience, focus on your know-how, focus on what you're bringing to the table, focus on your testimonials, maybe past jobs that you've done at people's houses that have turned out well, maybe times when the jobs haven't turned out so well, and how did you handle that? What does it look like in a time of stress when they're dealing with your company? These are all questions that are going through the client's head, and when they're presented with that price, the only thing that they know how to say is your price is a little bit too high, so that they can get you to hang up the phone and they can actually think about what's going on in their head. So when they say the price is too high, it's really just to give them time to think. And you want to help them think. That's what you want to do. You don't want to lose this conversation. You want to keep the conversation going. You want to pull more out of them than what they're giving. You want to help them process this right now on the spot. So another huge thing you want to focus on when you're communicating value is focus on what differentiates you from other people. I was talking to a realtor today and she was telling me about handymen that she have used in the past. These handymen don't have business license, they don't have insurance, they work for really cheap, and I was basically explaining to her the difference between them and us. At the end of the day, you can hire these people. They might do great work, but if they don't have a business license and if they don't have insurance, that's really putting the homeowner at risk and isn't a very smart move. Just to save some money, you're putting yourself at a huge risk. So what differentiates you? You can mention your unique skills, your warranties, your testimonials, other jobs that you've done. You can show them pictures of similar projects that you've worked on in the past. And when you're communicating value, you can also focus on alternatives for the project that they're trying to get at. If it really comes down to price and it's too expensive, you can maybe break that price down for them and help them to understand and maybe work with them to get the specific job done in their budget. So maybe they want 10 things done and it's gonna total to $10,000. Well, you can list out all the prices and say, okay, if your budget is $800, and by the way, you're not gonna know what their budget is unless you actually ask that. So you need to have that communication with the client. If you just take them for face value, say the price is too high, say, okay, I'm out of here, call me if you ever need anything. The conversation is done right there. But if you take it of many steps further and figure out exactly what their budget is, and say, okay, your budget is $800. How about we break these 10 items up and we do 5 of them now and 5 of them next month, or 8 of them now and 2 of them next month. However they want to cut the pie to make it work within their schedule. That really brings us into the art of negotiation. And when you're talking about negotiation, you want to be confident, but you also want to be respectful. So you want to know your worth, but you want to avoid defensiveness. Another thing is you want to listen actively. You want to actually hear what the client is saying and you want to acknowledge their concerns. And then you want to come back with data. You want to negotiate with data. Data is huge. Actually, coming back and presenting data to the client is going to be super beneficial. So that may be data with how much an actual job is actually costing you or how long a job actually takes you. But this type of data is really going to help establish that value when you're talking to the client. So remember, at the end of the day, you do not want to undervalue yourself. Undervaluing yourself devalues your whole company and just makes your situation worse. You want to be confident and you want to stand firm in what you are charging, and you don't want to lower that because there is value attached to that price. You just need to show the client that value that you see, and you know the value because you've worked with yourself. You are yourself. You just need to show that to the client. And the next thing that you need to remember is there is absolutely nothing wrong with walking away gracefully. If a job doesn't work out, if a client continues to belittle you, if they disrespect you or dishonor you, and they don't value you as a person or a business, there's absolutely nothing wrong with walking away and telling the client, I'm sorry, but I don't think this relationship is gonna work out. There's absolutely nothing wrong with walking away. Another huge thing to remember is be upfront with the cost from the start. If you are upfront with the cost from the start, what things are gonna cost, variables that might happen or you might encounter, that's gonna go a long way with establishing credibility with your clients. Transparency builds trust and reduces surprises, which the clients like. And then the next thing I want you to remember is get testimonials. Build that online resume. This online resume of reviews is going to help your credibility when you're talking about pricing to this client, but also to bring in new clients down the road. And the last thing I want you to remember is invest in your online presence. If you don't have an online presence right now, a website, Google My Business, Yelp account, free Facebook business account, you need to get plugged into those accounts, because the more places that people can find you online, the better and the more credibility that builds for your business. If you're going to a client's house and you're charging them $10,000 to do whatever it is, but they can't find your website, that really diminishes your value. So if you're gonna charge a high price, you better act that high price, and you better give that value that matches that high price. So remember, navigating price objections is a never-ending battle, and it's a skill that you're always gonna be working on. You're always gonna be improving this skill. Just because you watch this video doesn't mean you're a pro right now, but you know a whole lot more than you did 5 minutes ago. So take the information that you've learned from this video and start applying it. Apply it 100 times and you're still not gonna be a pro. Continue to apply it and continue to learn every single day so you can grow and learn how to communicate effectively with clients. And by understanding client concerns and highlighting value and negotiating with confidence, you can most likely turn any situation into a positive experience. And if you're interested in a detailed video that explains exactly how to charge and price for handyman jobs, check out this video right here. And thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next video.